first, Gail, I was reading on your bio that Owens Corning is a net positive company.
Well, we're aspiring to be. We're working on the accounting around that. So if you look at reducing footprint and environmental impact, we've been doing that for a number of years. Now we're looking at how can we actually overcome those footprint impacts, those negative impacts, and create positive impacts. One of the ways to do that is through building energy efficiency, going beyond code, going beyond what is traditional today to increase our energy efficiency. So that's one way we're doing it.
I had seen that and I wasn't sure what that was, so thank you. Well, what I wanted to start asking you guys is that both of your companies, energy efficiency starts in the company, right, as a cost-effective solution, but then also you both supply materials for the consumer to become more energy efficient. So can you just sort of talk to me about that?
Sure, I can start. We've been, Owens Corning has a heritage of promoting energy efficiency for many, many decades, and really started doing education in the 70s around insulation is cheaper than oil and really helping to educate the consumer. About 10 years ago, we started to looking, within our own company of what are we doing and how are we managing that, and really started our sustainability program and started to report on and we were actively managing energy before that because of the cost situation with, you can get a good payback with reducing energy. But we started really looking holistically across our whole company. We set goals for energy reduction, or for energy intensity reduction of 25% from 2002 to 2012. We actually accomplished that by reducing by 30%. And then we set new goals in 2010 to reduce by 20%, so going on to 2020. So we're very active in not only energy efficiency measures, but also now into renewable energy. We've just installed a 2.7 megawatt solar field in one of our plants in New York, so we're very active in that.
And as MASCO Contractor Services, we're the largest installer of insulation of Owens Corning products in the country. So we have a vested interest in bringing to our customers, builders and the homeowners, products that they're going to deliver for them, not just energy efficiency, but health and safety, durability. And there's so many other things insulation does that we need to make sure we're providing our customers with the best products and with the best solutions for them. Large fleet we have out there because of the number of homes we touch, large installer base. So energy efficiency, we're always looking to reduce waste out of our own process because it just makes us more efficient, makes us a better partner to our customers, both on the installation manufacturing side and also on the installer side. So it's a win-win for us to basically be able to improve the performance of homes while improving our energy footprint also.
That's great. And do you want to talk to me about the Environments for Living program?
Sure. Environments for Living program is a program MASCO introduced about 12 years ago, and it's simply a building science-based program that takes the house as a system. And that being that the house performs as a system, and either correctly or incorrectly, and it's not just the separate components, that they interact and they affect each other. And what the program really does is promote that, looking at the house not as individual components, but as a system. As I mentioned earlier, because again, insulation and the performance of the HVAC system, it all affects not just your energy bill, but how durable the home is, how indoor air quality is provided, so it affects a lot of different things. So the program really brings in I would say a solution to builders that's packaged, so they don't have to go out and try to find all these pieces separately. We bring them the package and say, here, we give you performance-based specifications that allow you to build a home that performs well.
That's great. And do you see sort of with the Energy 2030 goal, is it the plan, the goals, do you see easily accessible partnership opportunities through it to bring sort of these services and ideas that your companies have, or is it something that's being developed? Or
well, I think there can always be more partnerships and more solutions that are brought together by people working together. I think Owens Corning and MASCO has already shown that can happen. We've been sponsors of the Environment for Living program for many years. Dave and I are both on the board of the Energy and Environmental Building Alliance, where again we're offering training. It's called Houses That Work. It's based on building science and how high-performing houses can be built today with the technology that we have. knowing how the house works. Again, similar to the Environments for Living program, we're reaching more than 2,000 people every year with that program. So those are the kinds of things that I think that companies can work together. One nice thing about sustainability efforts, it's not proprietary. You can share practices, you can share ideas, and I think that we're going to be much better for that as we're going forward and working with all the different entities, including education, government, and our communities.
That's great. Is there anything you want?
Yeah, I think it's a natural partnership in that, we can install the products, but we are not technically experts when it comes to manufacturing of the products or the various manufacturing processes. So to really make it work, we need the expertise and the technical expertise that Owens Corning brings on the manufacturing of the product side to help us install the products correctly. We really depend on their knowledge of here's the correct way to install these products and here's how they're designed to perform that we just internally don't have, where we more have the expertise in actually application and putting them out in the field.
By the same token, we need to know the experiences of the installer so that we can provide products that are easier to install and work better and to make it more simplified in order to insulate and increase the energy efficiency of homes and buildings.
That's really, it's interesting what is the interplay between when you're developing new products and you're using them? Is it both ways? Do you offer suggestions or?
Yeah, I believe it really is, because a lot of times if Owens Corning has introduced a new product, we try to what I call pilot or take it out and look at it, and I think Gale really hit the nail on the head, which it has to be somewhat simple. It might be the best product in the world, but if it's technically very difficult to install, it's not going to be installed because of just our laboratory is out in the field and we have to go to 30, 40,000 job sites, and it needs to be something that can easily be installed. Obviously, is cost effective, and those are big things that we learn from them and working with them, doing these type of pilots where we can see where does the product really work as we want it to.
And then we both learn even down further into the value chain of what is the builder expecting, what is the code official expecting, what is the homeowner expecting, and how can we meet those needs.
That's great. I mean, just the little bit I know about sort of building homes is that the R value has increased a lot lately, right?
Yes.
Because we have an older house, but then on new houses, what pushes that? Is it policy? Is it what you've been doing, or?
Well, some of it is due to the codes that have gone up over the years, and we've all been active in looking at what is the appropriate code for the climate and the affordability of the homes, and how can we continue to make those best choices. But also the whole concept of how can people go off the grid? How can they create a net zero home? How can they reduce the energy use so much and then add renewables so that they could actually be putting energy back onto the grid? So there's a lot of interest in that. A lot of people see that as the future, and we're trying to put together technologies in order to meet that and meet it affordably. I think that, and somebody mentioned it today about the split incentives of where you build, the builder's worried about first costs, but that's not the person that's going to be paying the utility bills going forward, or the rental situation where the renter can't afford the energy costs, but then the landlord can't really afford to do the upgrades either. I think those are some of the things that we need to address and figure out how to look holistically across the whole piece to be able to reduce those barriers or those hurdles to creating more energy efficient buildings, because buildings are a huge user of energy. It's bigger than transportation, and we've got a lot of things going on around CAFE standards and reducing miles per gallon of automobiles, and there's a sticker right on the automobile, so you can tell that. We don't have that for buildings yet, but we're working on those things.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly as Gale said, that sticker. I think what the future we're going to see is what's called the HERS index, Home Energy Rating System. And basically it is, or what we want it to be, is the miles per gallon for cars. That is for homes. Very much focused now initially on the new construction, but this can very easily be taken in the retrofit side. So that a potential homeowner or buyer of a home now has a very simple, easy guide that they can look at and understand how that home should perform from an energy efficiency standpoint. They don't have to be an expert. They don't have to go out and spend months researching different things and trying to understand what a SEER is, what does R mean. Here's a very simple sticker that's very easy to read. And again, something that we're familiar with from miles per gallon on cars that you can look at and make a very easy judgment.
And can compare building to building then. and make a better buying decision. In addition to that, there's policy that's right now in the Shaheen-Portman bill to help to value that score so that in an appraisal you can actually get more value for that home or building, and to be able to, so that the builder gets the value for installing it, and then the homeowner gets the value for it when they go to purchase, get a mortgage, or be able to sell their home. So there's a lot of interconnectivity to the whole process that we're excited about helping to move forward.
That's great. That's really interesting. I think our old house would be a gas guzzler. It's good to know that and also just that there'd be packages to know how efficient you really could make even an old home. That's
Well,
really
and those things are available now for homeowners too. I know in Ohio, the Columbia Gas Program, where an assessor will come into your house, they'll do the studies, the what's called a blower door test to see how tight your house is, check your insulation. We have some very simple measures. You go to your attic, if you can see the joists, you don't have enough insulation, especially in Michigan. So those are things that are pretty simple to do and to take a look at.
That's great, thank you. Any sort of final comments or anything?
No, I think, again, we'll just, as our interests are so intertwined, that we'll just always continue to work together to try to educate consumers and educate builders, and just for the benefit of them and for our own benefit as profit-seeking companies, that it just makes sense for us to work together going forward.
And we support the Alliance to Save Energy. We think it's great that they've brought this program to University of Michigan, and for the Herb School to support it as well. So thank you.